I counted myself in. But anyway. Hey, Matt.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás, señor?
Muy bien.
Sí.
Sí.
What is your quest?
I have a quest.
I don't know. I was going to do a Monty Python thing, but you didn't pick up on it. So, what are we doing?
I don't do the Monty Python thing. I haven't watched a lot of that Troops stuff.
That's just from, that specific quote is from Holy Grail.
Never watched it.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, more. Oh, no.
I started to watch
History of the World, Life of Brian.
Life of Brian. Started to watch it. I probably got a quarter of the way in, and I was just like, I don't know.
What I should do is I should get my dad's collection of all the seasons of Flying Circus shipped back up here.
We could just watch them. I think they're on Netflix, aren't they?
If they are, perfect.
Yeah.
We should just watch Flying Circus. That should be our new, because we're out of Grand Tour.
Yeah, we did run
And
on
we
a Grand Tour.
Don't need to have Nate keep rewatching all his Funhouse content that he knows exactly.
I was going to force you to watch the Ewan McGregor thing, but
yes.
I don't know. We'll see, though.
I can watch that in my own time, though, because it's all on YouTube.
That's true. It's true. I wouldn't mind rewatching it, though.
But Monty Python.
I know. See,
We need one of those where it's like, I haven't watched all of Flying Circus. I've only seen maybe a couple episodes when he was watching it after surgery recovery.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be a good moment for us to Spanish Inquisition ourselves and watch it. Anyway, what are we doing?
Talking about Monty Python.
Perfect. Welcome to the Monty Python podcast. It's the Python podcast. No.
I can't think of anything. It's the Gamers 2 podcast.
That's what it actually is.
April 26th, 2019.
Good job.
Yes. Next week is May. That's
Yes,
how
it
that
is.
works.
Yeah, it is. Yep. That's how numbers and calendars currently work, thanks to the Caesar age.
Okay.
They added months and shit.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a. There's a word for that. What is it?
Cartographer.
No, that's maps, isn't it?
Anesthesiologist.
I'm not a calendar person.
Somebody will text me and be like, "Oh, it was just this word. Why don't you know that?" Anyway, what in the last 7 days have you been doing?
No video games. More or less, any free time I had was filled watching Marvel movies with Samantha because she was behind.
Yes, it was the catch-up time.
She was behind. I did enjoy it. It was nice.
Did you watch them in a specific order?
We watched them she was 4 movies behind.
Okay.
So we just watched them.
It wasn't the whole library.
Yeah.
It was just, okay.
We just watched them in order. We watched Black Panther first. She really liked it. It's Black Panther. Then Infinity War, which all right, so everyone's seen Infinity War at this point.
If you haven't, what are you doing?
Yeah. So first person that gets off is Heimdall.
To be fair, if you haven't seen it yet, I just don't know what to say to you. Let's put it this way: if you haven't seen it yet and you're worried about spoilers, you should probably just stay off the internet for the next few months.
At this point you've already come across spoilers.
There's no way you haven't. In case anybody's curious.
So Heimdall dies immediately in the beginning.
Right.
He dies. Samantha's like, "Oh no!" And I just looked at her. I was like, "You better buckle up."
I like as if Heimdall dying is like a big thing. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's more that it's Idris Elba, and it's like, oh no, we like him. But
him and his damn cat eyes.
Yeah. So we went through that one, which was fun to see her reaction and watch someone see it for the first time.
Right. We get to have the instead of rather watch the movie, just glance back at the movie every now and then, but then look at them just with popcorn and go, "What are you gonna do?"
Yeah. And then we went to We didn't. We actually skipped Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay, I haven't seen that one either.
We watched a video on YouTube that was Ant-Man and the Wasp in like 4 minutes.
Good old synopsis.
Yes, which was fine. I will say though, for pleasure of Endgame, I suggest at least doing a refresher of, or if you haven't seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, you probably should watch one of those short YouTube videos that basically sums it.
I mean, I know Ant-Man and the Wasp. Do I need to watch it?
I wouldn't say you have to watch it.
It's just Quantum Realm stuff and them clarifying that.
Quantum Realm is important.
Yeah. I know enough about the stories to know how Endgame is going to kind of go when I see it. Unless there's a huge plot twist I don't see out of left field, but we're not here to talk about Endgame. Endgame is spoilers.
We're not going to talk about that. Just that's my one hint, I will say.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with the Quantum Realm, get familiar with the Quantum Realm.
Yeah, which you can get that in a synopsis of Ant-Man and the Wasp, or you can just watch Ant-Man and they discuss it there too.
Mm-hmm. And then we watched Captain Marvel, which was interesting.
Okay.
I didn't particularly. I'm not a huge fan of Brie Larson for some reason.
Okay, so first off, do you consider it the weakest Marvel movie in the MCU?
That'd be a bold statement.
I mean, one of them has to be the weakest.
One of them does have to be the weakest, but I don't know if I'd say
there is, a weak movie.
I don't necessarily know if it would
weakest. They could all be strong, but there's always a weakest.
I don't know if I would give it to her. I'd probably end up giving it to one of the Ant-Man movies if I did. Just because
fair.
I just have no interest in them for some reason. But
because Ant-Man's not really a.
It's just more of like it's the same issue that it's particular to Disney, and I understand it, and I agree with the sentiment of equality. Trying to spread the love to all races, all genders, that type of thing. I love that idea. I hate when it's not organic. That's what bothers me.
Oh, yeah.
When it seems like
forced.
And it's probably because I'm so used to, like, it's my white male privilege or whatever we'll say, where, like, I've always had that perspective. Movies are always done from that perspective. And I see it. It's easier for me to see when it's done, when it's not from that perspective, or it's just weird. It just seemed, there were certain points where it was like, it's getting heavy here. Can we just make this a little more organic? Like
it's the same problem that we have with romantic encounters in movies and stuff.
Yeah,
where like this had no reason to have a romantic encounter in it. Why is it here?
Yeah,
like you could have just done this movie with the eunuchs, and I wouldn't have cared.
It just was annoying because like
it could be an asexual race that just reproduces by cutting off its arm and it spawns a new person. I don't give a fuck.
There's plenty of other stories that have done strong female characters really, really well, and it's like I feel like it's video game heavy, like Horizon Zero Dawn and stuff like that have really good.
Senua, and
yes, they're really, really good and really well
Us.
done. And I don't know, there's just some parts that are just not organic. But that's mostly what I did on top of watching anime. I got into it got warm out. So,
it did get warm out. It's about to get colder again.
So I went into that weird phase where like I want a motorcycle again.
Oh no!
So I went down that rabbit hole on the internet. So
the way you and I go down rabbit holes is not good.
It's not. It's not conducive to a healthy mental state. But
no,
it is what it is.
Especially because I keep passing one car on the way to work every day that I keep waiting for him to put a for sale sign on, and he never does it.
Yeah. Or you just stop. You just stop and be like, hey, how much you want for that?
It's fun. I want to, but I also can't. Like, I want to, but I can't.
Okay.
Well, because everything else. I'm spending too much money.
Yeah.
I can't go buy a car, especially one that he's going to want over $1,000 for. I can tell by looking at it from the road he wants over $1,000 for it if he's trying to sell it. And he has a Super Beetle underneath the tarp behind it. So I'm like, which one are you working on, bud? You want the Super Beetle? You can keep that. I want the other one.
I mean, the Super Beetle can do some fun things, though.
It can, but it's under a tarp. I can't see its condition.
True.
I just know it's a Super Beetle because they have very, very Super Beetle shapes.
I did watch an interesting video that YouTube suggested.
Are we not going to do game stuff?
We are. Are you familiar with the Opel GTs?
No, not by name.
Okay.
Not to say I would know them if I saw one, but I mean, like, I don't recognize
I'll pull
the
up a
name.
video while I'm telling the story. But basically, it was this random YouTube channel that does, I guess they kind of.
This could be our entire second episode that we have to do.
All right, I can hold on to it if you want.
I mean, don't just show me the if the thumbnail is a picture of the car.
This is the car, but this is not the specific. Like, that's an Opel GT.
It looks like a Stingray.
Here, just take the phone, because it does from a distance, but it doesn't have the same proportions.
Oh, I mean, it still kind of does.
Yeah, it's similar body.
The GTW at the bottom is completely not one.
Yeah,
but the one above is more like a Stingray.
Long story short, they bought two from, I think they were given them because they've been sitting in a field for so long that they just look like rust heaps. And they've been sitting for, like, I don't know.
And of course they're not, and they all look amazing now, and they all...
No, I was really impressed. They were like, we're going to try to get this car running. I'm like, there's no way. He popped the hood. The whole fucking engine compartment was just full of, like, dead leaves, pine needles, just whatever.
Rats, vermin, probably.
Mm-hmm. Essentially, they sucked everything out. They, like, lubed everything up, turned the engine over, poured some gas into the carburetor, pulled the carburetor half apart, cleaned it up.
Yeah, do the whole, let's try not to blow this thing up while we're looking at it thing.
Yeah, they're just kind of like, poking around, doing some things that they notice. They fucking got it to start. They started it somehow, and they drove it off the trailer on its own power.
Well, all right.
I was like, my mind was blown. I was like, how? What magic did you wave over this car?
At the same time, it's exactly what we need to not do this. We need to get to our regular scheduled programming.
All right, we'll continue this conversation after.
I'm going to finish it real quick.
Okay.
It's the same thing we've talked about before where I've discussed wanting to do something with our hand. Like, if we weren't doing what we do now, doing something with our hand situation.
Yes.
It's like fucking with an engine like that and just walking out into a field and trying to do that is the same thing as, like, screwing with a computer.
Yeah.
Just tinker. And you're like, whoo, I did it. Yay.
Yeah,
anyway, as we continue. So anime.
Yeah, anime, it's good. It's going well.
It's a thing.
Yep. Doing the Ace of the Diamond that's going along. They're doing their spring tournament. It's going well. They're winning. As they do as an anime. What other new anime? Nothing new. I don't know. It's the same stuff. Nothing groundbreaking. Started working on my Gunpla. Started building that Gundam.
That's true. You did
so many hours in that one little stupid model. I'm not even done with it.
You did finally start. When you sent me that, I was just like, I'm proud of him. And then Sam sends me you building it, and I was like, what a fucking nerd,
dude. So many hours. It's mostly done. I have the head, backpack, and weapons to build, and then that'll be it.
Oh, that's pretty close.
Yeah, it looks like one now. It's just missing a head. And then we go to the harder one.
Hey, but I'm pretty sure Sam and I are just happy you're finishing it.
Yes. And I'm already eyeballing some kits to get that are the next step because I did a real grade. The next one I have is a master grade.
Right.
And they've come out since then. I think the first one came out in 2001.
With a real master grade?
With a perfect grade.
Ooh, perfect.
So we're going to try the perfect grade. Or if I can find one for cheap enough, mega grade, which is the big monsters.
Oh, the big ones.
Yeah.
She'll kill you.
Yes, she will. Anyways, that's my life. On to yours.
I hate mine. Oh, I'm sick of dealing with this house shit. Sick of it.
Maybe we should do a podcast on that.
It would just be me. It would be me ripping down the very threads that America was built on. Tear down the government and the big system, man.
Well,
anyway, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
We kind of got two different perspectives of the house buying experience. So
different? Don't we both hate it?
Well, yeah, but like
okay.
you didn't have to go through the whole like let me go look at 800 different houses that all look like fucking shit, and then try to
try to
be like,
you want the shiniest turd in the bunch.
You want $90,000 for this freaking
piece of
fucking
shit.
meth? Then
I'm pretty sure I made more money if I did meth in here. That's true. We could do that, but I would probably just get super angry at a certain point. Not that is uncommon for this podcast, but it's been a lot of that. It's been a lot of. I'm approaching summer volleyball now, so it's time to get my beach bod.
That's half your free time gone.
That's more than half. You see this bod? It's going to take me a lot more than half my free time.
I was just talking about the volleyball and playing in
fair
general.
enough. Yeah, because we know I'm not going to do anything about the body.
How's that weightlifting kit going?
Pretty good. I got wicked sore the other day.
Oh, you actually still doing it?
Yeah, it's not as frequently as I was. I still try to use it at least twice a week. But in terms of putting myself on my actual routine, it will be better when we hit like May and stuff. Now that it's getting warmer out again, but it was so damningly cold out there sometimes that I was like, my fingers have now frozen in this position, and I can't do anything. So I also need to just get a garbage day up here and clean out that, give myself more room in there.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's been good. So Division. Played a little bit over the weekend, nothing during the week. Been playing a lot of the show, grinding stuff out, getting me them cards, because for some reason I all of a sudden became a Diamond Dynasty player, and I don't know what's wrong with me.
It sunk its claws in.
Yeah, but I don't play online at all, which is the weird part. Anyway, because I don't have PlayStation Plus anymore.
Neither do I.
I dropped mine back in February and just was like, I don't need it for anything.
I think of probably March was, I think, when I dropped mine.
Yeah, I was like, I just don't need it for anything. I'm not playing anything online on the PlayStation. Mm-hmm. And then I tried some other games. I tried some Downwell. Pretty good. I tried some... Oh, shit, I'm going to forget what it was.
Downwell was... What the hell was Downwell? That was that falling one, right?
Take a guess what you fall down.
A well. It's amazing. I kind of want to, like, since you're over there looking at stuff and you can't really respond inside the mic, I kind of want to just, like, start a conversation that'll get us on, like, a totally different tangent and take us, like, an hour to complete.
Yeah. We'll have a 3-hour-long episode of the regular podcast, and then the bonus one will only be about 15 minutes. Hyperlate Drifter.
I don't know what that is, but...
isometric 2D, pixely.
Okay.
Both fun. Both enjoyable. Downwell, while it did annoy me at certain points because it's just a roguelike that you're falling to die, I still had fun playing. I wasn't like ever like angry.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, he should have gone right, and stuff like that. Still reading the same book, One More Kill, or One Word Kill. And then just watching the same of everything.
Same.
YouTube, sports, Superstore, and hopefully we will be starting Monty Python next week.
Yeah, maybe.
If it's actually there, we'll have to double check that.
Well, let me just touch on the Formula One happenings real quick.
Yes, because we're actually going into a race weekend.
It is race weekend. First practice.
Did not go well.
Did not go well.
Potholes. I'm pretty sure somebody else flipped a lid up in the middle of the road and then ended somebody else's week.
The one thing practice. I'm not even caught up. I know the one thing that ended free practice 1 and they didn't continue it after that was a Williams car went over a manhole cover that apparently wasn't secured all the way. So the manhole cover just obliterated the bottom of the car.
One of the I can't remember whose car it was now that went over it, but you see it in one of the clips. He goes over it and it pops it and it shows it come loose. And then he comes around behind it and that's what did it.
Yeah. And then the truck that picked up the car drove under a bridge and hit the bottom of the bridge with a crane.
Yep.
And then in the previous free practice I just read, Kevin Magnussen of Haas got in a collision with Lewis Hamilton in Mercedes.
Yeah, and Lewis had put something out about something stopping. Oh, I think it was because of maybe it might have been because of the manhole cover or something like that. It was like, well, it gives me more time to catch up on Game of Thrones. So it's like, yeah, Lewis, you're not worried about losing to anybody out here, are you?
Yeah, that was the joke online. Was like, oh, Mercedes is gonna win by only 29 seconds now.
Oh no! But if we wanted to look for something new to play, Matt,
there's only one place that I would go. The new release section in Gamers 2 Podcast.
I like that. I like what we did there. We didn't write it down, but I like what we did. Number 1, you get Ding Dong XL.
We all wish we had an XL Ding Dong.
Hey, am I right, folks? That's for the Switch. I don't know if that's the right platform for it. Jupiter and Mars for the PS4. Dragon's Dogma something something for the Switch. Mortal Kombat 11. PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and the Switch. Unknown Fate for the Xbox. Steam World Quest. Hand of Gilgamesh for the Switch.
Powerful name.
Ugly Dolls and Imperfect Adventure. PlayStation, Xbox, and the Switch. And Days Gone. PlayStation. Current rankings on Metacritic are...
The review... what's the correct word there? Aggregate? Is that the correct word?
Isn't it median?
Median? I don't know.
Aggregate would be all of them totaled up.
Okay, so the review
Average
is 72.
for a critic, right?
Critic. The user score is 7.5. So it's average. I would say it's okay game. I was gonna say, do you know what the deal is with the Ugly Dolls? Because it's like it seems to be like a whole thing. There's toys. There's a game.
What's the toy? It's not the thing at the end of the hall, is it?
I don't know. Was that what? No, you got the Fuggler, right? The Fuggler was the.
Yeah, so is that something different?
It is something different.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know. It seems like a whole thing, like a franchise of some kind.
Maybe it's a TV show.
Maybe.
I don't know, man. I'm
don't know.
not in touch with the kids.
Yeah, neither am I. Well, I don't touch kids. So.
Neither do I. I did not say that.
Yeah, Days Gone. I don't know. Did you read any reviews? Did you look into it?
It's
at
not
all?
looking too good.
It just looks like they're like, okay, it's a game.
That's exactly what it looks like. It's just like, meh. It looks like it's worth a shoulder shrug. Just like,
Yeah.
meh.
It's a game.
It's got zombies, and you just kind of like, you shoot them.
Everyone's like, it's pretty. You
There's
know,
some people that are, I've seen a couple people that are like, oh my God, must play if you have a PlayStation. And I'm like, oh,
bold move.
that's an interesting take. But nobody that's like critically anywhere.
Yeah.
Private bumps in the road.
Hmm.
And then everybody critically everywhere is like, oh, what a letdown.
Yeah.
So it's
I feel like
Where's-
letdown is almost like, I don't want to say too harsh, but like PlayStation has and Sony with their exclusives is like they
have a bar to hit.
they have a high bar.
Yeah, you have a very high bar, and I think it's the letdown thing is coming out of a lot of people that they went to Sony Bend and they did the preview event
Mm-hmm.
and they saw the vertical slice that they gave them
Yeah.
and they went, all right, cool. I'm really pumped for a lot more of this. And then they delivered it being hyped and got disappointed.
Yeah.
Because nobody ever controls their hype the way they should,
Yeah.
except for me.
I'm sure the multiple delays probably
I hate
didn't help
everything.
either.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
And they released it right along the same time of Dreams, which we've not heard a single thing about after
That's true.
that early access came out. So what does that spell for Quantic? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. We'll see when it actually releases because it's still early
Yeah.
access.
Yeah.
Do you want number 1 or number 2?
I
I'll
don't
let you
know.
choose, Matt.
I don't
You
know.
choose. I will say you choose, and then you just give me whichever odds or evens. I haven't even looked at it. I
Do
kind of
you-
know.
Do you feel like reading more or less? I guess is
It
the question.
doesn't matter to me.
I don't care.
Oh my God, pick odds or evens, man.
Oh,
I'm not putting a number behind my back.
I'll go odds.
All right, start it off.
Okay, number 1. It was a slow week for the game industry news.
And
Probably.
so far, apparently for us, because we haven't talked shit about games all the time.
Yep. Well, it's been a slow week for games. Probably because of the focus on Avengers Endgame and the Game of Thrones. That's the whole thing.
Whoop-de-doo!
But as you know, we still go over an hour with nothing to talk about.
That's true. And for anybody keeping track at home, we're at 24 minutes.
So we'll jump in now at number 1 after 24 minutes. Theoretically speaking, if you were angry at someone, what would you throw at them?
The closest thing to me.
A dead
wait,
crab is the answer.
Ah, shit.
A Super Smash Bros. Melee pro player by the name of Juan Hungrybox de Biedma, that's why I decided to say there, had just won a hard-fought tournament when a disgruntled spectator threw a dead crab at him while he was on stage.
Okay, then.
De Biedma's temper got the better of him as he responded by picking up the crab and yelling at the crowd. But really, who could blame him? Anyways, he took to Twitter to apologize for his temper, and the tournament organizers have permanently banned the spectator, as well as given his name to the other tournament organizers.
I hope they also banned crabs.
Can you ban crabs?
At a gaming tournament, probably not.
I mean, maybe. I don't know if there's any like actions going on that would spread crabs.
Probably not spread them.
It was
I bet
really.
I bet they're not clean enough not to have them.
I mean, I wouldn't want a dead crab thrown at me necessarily.
I really wouldn't want any dead creature.
But it was funny to watch because, like, you know, it's a normal tournament situation. He goes to shake the dude's hand. They shake hands.
There's just a crab.
And then he kind of just, like, you don't even really get to see it on screen too much. Like, he just kind of, like, quickly turns back and, like, what the fuck was that? And then he looks down, he picks it up. And, like, he picks it up in a way that, like, it was, like, right in front of the Twitch stream camera. And it was a crab. Like, it's obvious that it was a crab. And I was like, you know, it's just bizarre.
There's
and then he just kind of like
that goes into the whole why. How did he get it in?
Yeah.
How long has he been having it in his pocket? Has he just been smelling? Like a crab?
I wonder if it died. Like maybe he brought it in while it was alive, and he was hiding it so long it died.
Has he been smelling like fish the entire day and nobody's said anything?
And why a crab?
Yeah.
Like when the dude when a shoe got thrown at Bush, that makes sense. I mean, you have shoes on you. You got to throw something.
Don't you have shoes?
Yeah, exactly. But a crab, interesting.
Nobody expects a crab.
Nobody expects a crab.
So let's move it right on to number 2, where Nintendo throws crabs. Not really.
They might.
Turtle Shell Crab Mod. Yeah, I like it. Nintendo is coming closer to launching another mobile game in the form of Mario Kart Tour. Actually, Mario Kart Tour should be out already, but was delayed from its original March 2019 launch over concerns about its quality. Nintendo has started taking applications for a beta test on the Android platform that should help with those quality issues. The beta will run from May 22nd to June 4th and will only be available in North America and Japan. Nintendo's mobile games have been hit or miss, but it's hard to argue against more Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Are you going to play?
It's a good question. Probably not. I'll think about it, though, which is saying a lot.
I bet I get you to install it. I bet I also watch you never play it, but I bet I get you to at least install it.
Yeah, I mean, I would install it. I'd probably play a race.
Yeah, you probably do like the tutorial, the racing against
like,
CPU, and be like, let's see what it is. I'm done. Same thing I do with Super Mario Run. I was like, all right, I see what it is. It's not for me.
Yeah.
I'll try anything once.
Yeah, I had something else to say with that, but it escaped me, so whatever. Fuck you, memory.
Like sand through an hourglass. Matt's thoughts leave this room.
Number 3.
So are the days of our Tree Fitty.
Goddamn Loch Ness Mouse. Since we are on the topic of Nintendo, we might as well get this out of the way. Nintendo CEO Shuntaro Furukawa. Is that how you say that? Does that sound right? Shuntaro Furukawa?
Shuntaro Furukawa. Yes, I would agree.
Well, Shuntaro Furukawa has shut down.
You got it right and then immediately just like fucking forgot and threw it out the window.
Has shut down rumors of the new Switch at this year's E3. During an earnings call, he said, quote, as a general rule, we're always working on new hardware. I cannot talk today.
Furukawa hardware.
Yes. Maybe it's the W's that are just doing it.
It's not halal.
Maybe we should start doing like mouth exercises before we do the podcast.
Is it the quick brown fox?
Oh, Jesus. Just hearing that makes me not want to do it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You never want to do mouth exercises, man. What are we, method actors? No. We fly by the seat of our pants, Matthew.
We do. For better, mostly for worse.
That's true.
That's
going to be my wedding vows, but you continue.
I'm going to use that.
For better or mostly worse.
I'm
just being realistic. I don't know what you want from me. Anyway, yes, no new hardware.
No new hardware. We will announce it when we are able to sell it, but we have no plans to announce that at this year's E3 in June, end quote. It is a possibility that he was making use of semantics, that they could still launch a new Switch without referencing it at E3.
True.
But Nintendo are always straight shooters.
Oh, God.
So that's far from likely.
It's going to get so rough. Yeah, it's...
I don't know.
Or he could be like, we're not going to do a Switch 2, but yeah, we're going to use the same technology to make a Switch Mini. It's like...
maybe like there was like cocaine in the curry and it's just messing with my tongue.
Did I not eat the same curry? Or did I? And I'm just immune.
Cocaine tolerance.
Through the roof. It would be weird, I think, for them to do... they don't do consoles at E3.
They don't. I don't...
I can very much see them being like, here's a bunch of games, and then the Monday following E3 go, and here's our consoles. We said we weren't talking about it at E3.
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, semantic bastards.
Yeah.
Or they do it like the Wednesday before E3 and then announce all the games that are going to work on both of them on Monday. Oh, Nintendo. Number 4. At the moment, the video game industry is having an existential crisis revolving around crunch development practices. This week, we were treated to another report on a developer who suffers from the plague of crunch. This time, the report comes from Colin Campbell over at Polygon, and the culprit is none other than Epic Games. As cliche as it sounds, the report is a story of absolute power corrupts absolutely. As the report is a story of absolute power corrupts absolutely. And money can't buy you everything.
Yeah. 2 different cliches there.
Oh, okay. So absolute power absolutely corrupts you.
Yes.
And money can't buy you everything. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. I highly suggest you go read the report in its entirety, but we will give you the quick summary, as we always do. Essentially, it paints a picture of how Epic Games lost its way under the success of Fortnite. Prior to Fortnite, the developer didn't really suffer too badly as far as crunch is concerned, but after Fortnite became a massive hit, things changed drastically. Work weeks are regularly 50 to 70 hours, with 100-hour work weeks making an appearance. Epic adjusted to the success by hiring a substantial amount of contractors and additional employees. They are also giving out hefty bonuses and pay, which seem to have created a revolving door. Quote, most employees don't mind crunching if you are giving them 3 times their salary and bonuses. A lot of people leave. They come in, think to themselves, I am going to stick it out for the 4 bonus checks, and then I am out. The developers are reporting that overtime is... Oh, that was the end of the quote. Sorry. The developers are reporting that overtime is basically mandatory, and if you complain, you are either retaliated against or lose your job entirely. Quote, it's killing people. Something has to change. I can't see how we can go on like this for another year. At first it was fine because Fortnite was a big success, and that felt good. We were solving problems that were new for Epic. How to run a big, global game as an online service. But now, the workload is just endless. End quote. I don't know if that was dramatic reading enough, but...
They were pretty dramatic. It was a lot more depressing when I read it in my head. But when you read it, I was like, oh, it sounds good.
I'm the guy that companies hire to discuss crunch with their employees. They're like, he's going to make it sound really good.
Yeah, it was
like, yeah, sell me your soul.
It was an interesting... It was almost like a different angle on the concept of crunch. Because normally it's like, you know, a company trying to finish a game. And in this instance, it was a company trying to sustain a live service game at its peak.
Yeah, that is the biggest game in the world.
Yeah. And it sounded worse. Like the article goes in much greater detail, but it sounded worse because with like in the BioWare instance, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, which is fucking getting the game out.
Yeah.
Whereas with Fortnite, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. It's like, this is the status quo. We need to keep this going or else the game will lose.
And it's funny though, reading that, I don't think you usually hear a lot of people discussing making 3 times their salary in order to stay and work. Normally it's like, I didn't even get paid. I was just working all these extra hours because we needed to finish.
Yeah, that was the other thing that was interesting was they talk about that a little bit more than what we mentioned as well. But they are like buku dropping cash on their employees. It's just like it's
we don't know what the solution. We'll make you rich.
That is exactly it. The mentality too. It's like they're straight up like they're hiring anyone they can as far as contractors go and stuff like that, and they're paying out stupid amounts of money. But it's like. A couple of developers are quoted saying, like, basically, you have groups that are coming in who are working for a couple weeks, grabbing the bonus checks and leaving. And then you have a bunch of young people who are trying to move up inside the company, and they're literally just burning themselves out doing 100-hour work weeks. So, like, it's obviously not sustainable, and eventually they're going to hit, like, a critical mass. But they're fine for the moment.
As we all know, money can solve a lot of problems.
For a while, at least.
If I just throw more money at the Iraq, it'll stop. Anyway. It's a Mad TV sketch that I don't know anybody's going to remember.
I don't.
It was.
I don't think I didn't really watch Mad TV too often.
It was. I would catch it every now and then. Some of it I just didn't care for at all. But it was. What's his name that played Stewie and everything? It was him dressed up as Jobs discussing their new run of eye products. While making a political statement about the entire Middle East situation. It was.
I bet that was interesting.
I'll show it to you after. It's hysterical.
Number 5. We're actually flying through these.
It's because really there's
not much.
They're written in a way that there's not much more for us to add.
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing.
That was the crappy part about all the news from this week is there wasn't a lot to talk about. Like there was news, but it wasn't news that brought conversation.
Yeah, and we don't get review copies of games, so we can't shit on or praise Days Gone.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not fun either.
We're also
because
not family friendly to get review copies. Let's be honest. We know where we stand.
It's not as fun when the game is mediocre. It's more fun when the game is either really good or really bad.
Yeah, when it's polarizing.
Yeah.
When it's just like,
it was all right.
5 out of 10. Actually, I guess 5 out of 10 at this point would be considered a giant failure. 7.5 out of 10, which is technically passing in every regard, is more of a.
Number 5. Speaking of crunch, it seems that Respawn is trying to get ahead of the curve as far as avoiding crunch and burnout when it comes to Apex Legends. The Battle Royale game Apex Legends made huge waves when it launched out of nowhere, but has steadily declined compared to its direct competitor, Fortnite, which we just talked about. Many critics point to Apex's lack of regular updates and new content as the main reason for losing out to Fortnite. In a recent blog post, executive producer Drew McCoy said, quote, "Our goal isn't and never has been to patch or update content on a weekly basis," end quote. Respawn has made it clear that they are going to focus on quality of life updates to the game before moving on to additional content. Another major point of the blog post was that they will release seasonal updates because, quote, at the same time, we want to maintain our culture as a development team and avoid crunch that can quickly lead to burnout or worse, end quote. Bold move. We'll see how it plays out.
It's a bold move, Con. Bold move.
Yes. I appreciate the sentiment. I don't know if it will help them.
It's like good idea, good talk, good plan. Let's see if it carries.
I mean, but if they maintain like a steady population, then that's what matters. Your computer hates you.
It's funny because I just hit it like not that long ago.
You did, and it's like no, master. I will shut my monitors off.
Did you see these lights? I am turning them off. Number 6, we go back to Epic Games. And Epic Games CEO, Tim Sweeney, who was stirring the pot on Twitter again. This time he claims that Epic Games would end the practice of exclusive game releases on their storefront if Evil Megacorp Valve matches Epic's revenue share model for developers and publishers. Here's a bit of his Twitter rant. Quote, "If Steam committed to a permanent 88% revenue share for all developers and publishers without major strings attached, Epic would hastily organize a retreat from exclusives while honoring our partner commitments and consider putting our own games on Steam. Such a move would be a glorious moment in the history of PC gaming and would have a sweeping impact on other platforms for generations to come. End quote. It sounds like he was fishing for some good PR.
That's like really. I was like annoyed by reading that. I'm like, man, you're a douche.
Like, I was also I read it and went, well, shit. Finally, he went, fucking bring it on, let's go. Like, rather than all this like pansing around that they've kind of done. Like, he said some stuff before, but they're always kind of like, I mean, the revenue model is stupid and yada yada. And it's like, no, listen, if you just meet us at what we're talking about, we'll stop. And we'll give you guys Gears of War and Fortnite on Steam and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they're talking to a direct competitor now. It's just like a weird move. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard for me to believe that he's doing it from a standpoint of like trying to make the industry better. Which maybe,
but he would still have the bonus of the 5% or whatever for Unreal too.
Yeah.
So he's saying, just meet me on the regular revenue share. I'll still have a slightly lucrative option.
Yeah. I mean, that could be the case. He could genuinely just want to make the industry a better place.
He could, because the idea would be that, you could also move it into PlayStation and Microsoft and all that stuff to fix the fucking revenue splits after like the turnover on a physical copy of a game is garbage.
Yeah.
So, it'd be interesting.
It will be interesting.
I don't think anybody's going to do anything, and I don't think Valve's going to say anything. So,
no. Someone did a breakdown a while ago of why it's not realistic for Valve to like adjust their revenue share too much, because there's something like they have more infrastructure to maintain than like other online stores, so it's more expensive for them. Was basically the gist of it.
Okay,
I don't know. I think the swing was like they only had like 5% really that they could adjust down, and then they would be losing money. But I don't know if that's like true or not.
I don't know if that's 100% true, but
we shall never know.
It might be. I'm not the one to ask.
Well, what are you good for?
Not a lot, honestly. A lot of opinions, loudness.
It's got dark.
I'm all right at some stuff.
Number 7.
Don't ask me to do a self-review for like work or anything. It's not going to go well. Why did you hire me? Hand it back in. They're like, yeah, get out. You're fired. Leave. What are you doing here? Not qualified.
BioWare.
Not qualified.
Can't seem to do anything right.
And it got darker.
They announced Tuesday that they're delaying major features for Anthem that were scheduled to release by the end of this month. So here's what's getting delayed. The Mastery system, which we've heard nothing about.
Didn't even know what it was.
Still
it was
something.
Honestly.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is coming. Everyone's like, what is that? And they're like, I don't know. Guilds, Phase 2 of Legendary Missions, weekly Stronghold challenges, leaderboards, free play events, and Cataclysm. That last one is the big one. BioWare described Cataclysm as, quote, time-limited world events that cause physical manifestations to occur, extreme weather, incursions of dangerous enemies, and new mysteries to solve, end quote.
They do realize they wrote every mission in the game as if you stop a cataclysm, right? Every single mission. Oh, you better silence that relic. Oh, good job stopping the cataclysm, pilot. What the f- There's a cataclysm happening every 5 minutes when I walk out of that fucking fort.
As you could probably guess, these updates were delayed to prioritize game fixes. So, yeah, that's Anthem right now.
I am disappointed.
I am disappointed.
It's just...
Yeah, it's a mess. I mean...
It is hot.
I mean, there's no good way out of it, but...
no, there's literally no good way out of it.
They are probably better off delaying and fixing the game before adding new content.
You literally either tuck your tails and stop, or you No Man's Sky it and just cancel everything, go radio silent, and just push forward.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like at this point, their best move is to go radio silent, and not go radio silent as in like not tell people what's happening, but go radio silent and say, hey, the game is dead in the water right now, and we're gonna relaunch in a year.
Basically, make a giant thing that's we're gonna keep everything alive and keep working on it. If you guys bought like the DLC, like the season passes or anything, the bigger stuff, like if you want to ask for a refund, we understand. But we're telling you right now, it's going to be a long time before that comes out because we need to fix this core game.
Yeah.
Will that ever happen? Hell no. It's an EA title. Should it? Yeah, probably.
The one thing I'm curious about is, and I could probably find out pretty easily, but I wonder if it's completely... Because originally the plan was for Edmonton to finish development and then hand it off to Austin.
So if it's actually gone yet?
I'm curious if Austin has taken it over yet. Because
or if Austin said, we're not fucking touching that. you picture Austin just looking at Edmonton and going, oh, hell no, you are not pinning this on us anymore.
I almost think that Austin would want it to be like, because from the article that Jason Schreier wrote, Austin had a lot of input because they're the ones that do the Old Republic, as we know. So, like, obviously, they have the most experience in this realm.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of input that was...
Or other galaxies far, far away.
Yes. They had a lot of input that was largely ignored.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering at this point, they're like, yes, give us the game. And they're like, we're going to fix it and make ourselves look good. And...
Yeah, it would either be one of two things. It would be like, oh, no, you don't want to listen to us? You're going to sink this ship straight to the ground and we're going in the lifeboat. See you later. Or it's going to be like, okay, fine. Finally give me the damn reins and watch me kick you off this ship.
Yeah.
Because I am the captain now.
Nice. I say that all the time. I'll grab Milo's ball and I'll yell, I'm the captain now, and run around the house. And he gets fucking
I am the captain now, and then just take off.
Yeah.
I can picture him doing that. And apparently he doesn't like brooms. I don't know. It's a complete side note, but
yeah. He's a
beautiful creature.
He's a majestic beast.
That's true, yes. It's much majesty, more majesty. Look at his majesty. Consummate V's. No. Did you get it when I said his majesty? Did you get that? Did you get where I was going? All right. Oh, his sweet biceps. Track Dawn. Number 8. Sony released its revenue results for the previous year ending on March 31st, 2019. Sony made $78.1 billion in revenue, which is a 1% gain over the previous year. Revenue from console sales decreased while revenue from game sales and network services increased. Sony indicated that it expects its game segment to remain flat for the next year, which is a good indication that we won't see the PS5 until after April 2020.
As we all suspected.
As expected.
As the cards dictate.
Do you dare challenge me? Yeah, it'll be... I mean, that makes sense, but them saying stuff that their games expect to remain flat doesn't say anything like that. Does not relate to the PS5's release. Like, I think that statement is not a direct correlation. It is a correlation, but a direct relationship is not true.
I don't know.
I think what they're saying is the real tangent there would be, yeah, we still have games coming out all of 2020. Like, we still have the same release, like windows that we're going to have in September, yada, yada. That line isn't going to change.
I think...
but it's not like they're going to come out with PS5 exclusives that are going to push it.
I think when they say game segment, they're referring to PlayStation.
Oh, Sony. Okay.
Yeah.
If that's the case, they don't mean literally just the game part of it. Then
yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
It definitely was confusing the way that they were labeling things.
I hate business articles.
I do too.
If you would look at this pie chart over here, where we made $600,000, and then if you would look at this pie chart slightly to the left, it's in different colors. $4.8 billion. We made that. You said we made $600,000. I know what I said. Look at the pie charts. They're in colors.
So
That's basically how I picture most meetings going.
originally, like all of the financial stuff for their yearly results were rolling out today, like today, past couple days. And I wanted to do a comparison between the companies as far as their breakdown goes for like hardware and software. But no one has done one yet that I could steal from, essentially. And I went...
You probably get the raw data off MPD, but...
Well, that was the thing, was I went to look at their financial report that they released.
Oh, it's going to be a nightmare.
Above my willingness to commit, essentially. So maybe next week.
We're not paid to be financial analysts.
Yeah, maybe next week someone will have chewed through all the data. But I think we've looked at it from last year, and it's going to be the same basically. Where Sony's made the most money, and then everyone else is somewhere behind.
Nintendo will obviously beat them both in console sales, and yada yada yada.
Faux shizzle. Number 9. Speaking of money and companies.
What?
I don't know.
Money?
Yeah.
I thought you said bunny, dude.
Oh, bunny?
I was like...
we can talk about bunnies. There's a bunny living underneath our house. Not our house, but like, you know how we have that weird attachment?
Oh, yeah.
And
hasn't that been living under there for a while?
It varies. The animals vary. Right now, it's a bunny that's inhabiting it.
So there's just always been something.
There's always something under there. I don't mind the bunny.
Yeah.
Cats for a while. Before that was a fucking groundhog. That was the one I didn't like.
Bastards.
Anyway, so there's bunny living under there.
Oh yeah.
And Milo, every time we go outside, he's got to go over there. And
are there bunnies?
I think it's a bunny.
Oh, okay.
And he's got to check it out. And the bunny is chewing on. We have this like small sapling tree that's growing.
Oh, okay.
All chewed up in the bottom.
Do a little bit of nib nib.
Little nib nib. Trying to wear those teeth down.
You know what not to do, right?
No.
You know how bunnies have their babies, right?
Like a lot of them, or
like if they'll have like, you might see like a patch of grass or whatever that's not normal.
Don't mow the lawn. Is that what you're saying?
No, like they will have like burrowed underneath and have them all under there. So like you'll be able to pull it up and you'll see them all there. Don't take them out or anything. Just leave them there.
What if I take them out?
You'll basically culture shock the shit out of them because they won't know what to do, and their parents will just have no idea what to do.
I've heard a tragic story of someone who accidentally mowed over.
Or you can kill them all.
A terrible grossness.
Number
Number 9.
Just make like weird red confetti across your yard.
Exactly. With baby bunnies.
It took a dark turn.
Microsoft has become the most valuable publicly traded company again. Its market cap value surpassed $1 trillion for the first time on Thursday, which puts it slightly above Apple. For reference, Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft have been trading the top spot for a while now, and are the only companies to have hit that $1 trillion market value.
Interesting.
Yes, you'd think Google would be up there, but not quite there yet.
You would. And welcome to the Financial News Podcast.
I know, right?
Put us on CNBC or whatever that weird show is with Mad Money Kramer there, and we'll just go hang out.
It just makes me wonder. Well, it's got to be business stuff, I guess, because I'm like, what is Microsoft selling that has put them up there? But it's got to be like,
Windows,
enterprise level shit, like
Windows,
their Azure platform and all that. Yeah, but even Windows, I mean, that's not like they've always been selling Windows.
Yeah, I know, but there's a ton of people on Windows, and especially because they end of life 7.
I know, but there's always been a ton of people on Windows, so it's like they got to be getting.
But there's always more people.
Yeah,
the world's always growing, Matt.
Yeah, but still.
That small Taiwanese boy needs a Windows laptop. They just airdrop Surface Go tablets into the
What were those fucking
desert.
Computers that they made a big deal out of for a while? Those laptops that were for like third world countries. What the hell were those things called?
I don't know, not Chromebooks.
They were like these like laptops where they were super cheap. You bought one and it paid for like another one to be sent to a third world country.
I know about a program for socks like that.
Socks makes more sense than laptops.
For some reason, I just have like the picture of just airdropping laptops, but they're not in crates; they're just individually dropped. It's like you. I want you to get the visual I have.
Okay.
So you've seen when they actually do like the crate airdrop. We've seen a crate airdrop recently in Grand Tour and stuff like that, where you open up the big back door and then you would normally push out a pallet that is attached to a giant parachute and falls, right?
Yes.
I want that same room stacked like 12 high or however many high with just these laptops instead of, and they're not on pallets, not bound together. It's just all of them individually stacked, and they just open the thing and slightly tip the plane up. And it's just a bunch of these individual things just smashing the guys that are holding the door open and just it's just like, oh, it looks like it's
Do you think if you dropped a laptop from that height, do you think it would do that like paper motion where it catches the wind and like seesaws back and forth?
only if you opened it.
Or do you think it would like razor blade down through the sky like a jet and just like burrow into the ground?
Are we talking no parachute?
Well, you're not going to put a parachute on every individual laptop, are you?
Yeah. That's why this gets way too funny in my head.
Oh.
Because then you just have this quarter-mile long mini parachute dump.
That would be interesting looking for sure.
It'd be really funny. Now, if you didn't do that and you instead flew like less than 100 feet above the ground and just dropped all of them, I think you'd get some that would land butter side up and some that would become just whirling death blades and stick themselves 3 inches into the ground. I think you'd get a mix.
Maybe that's what we should do in North Korea. Because it's like a win.
Laptops?
It's a win-win. Like if they don't break, then that's a laptop that someone could use to like look up porn on the internet and not like be
we're
obsessed
not giving
with
them the internet.
Their supremely South Korea's network reaches.
I mean,
Or maybe it hits someone and it kills them. And it's one less person you got to worry about.
oh, it's either that or they all of a sudden become the greatest esports country you've ever seen.
Well, based on South Korea's performance,
There's a chance.
there is a chance. So you're saying there is a chance.
And then they're in the European Committee, and it's a whole thing. World War Z has sold 1 million copies since its launch a week ago. The game is doing better than expected overseas, with only about a quarter of the sales attributed to the U.S. Saber Interactive CEO. It's because there's a period.
Yeah.
Okay. So with only a quarter of the sales attributed to the U.S. Pause for effect. Saber Interactive CEO also said, quote, on the PC specifically, we are performing way above expectations thanks to the support we have received from the Epic Games Store, end quote. I do like the idea that a quarter of the sales were attributed alone to the CEO. That's pretty good.
Earlier, we were watching the Funhouse video of them playing the game, and that's why I said it was timely. Because it specifically put this in the news to be like, what the fuck is the deal with this game?
And then now you've seen what the deal is with the game.
I do. I get it. 1 million sales is a lot for for them, I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like it's pretty quick, too. A week.
For shizzle.
Like, I think Sekiro was 2 weeks for 2 million, or ballpark.
Yeah.
They hit the 2 million mark. I know that, but I just don't remember how long it took.
I'm gonna look into that. game.
Left 4 Dead with less personality. Yeah. I think John Smith has a solid quote right there.
Yeah, that's the tagline for a review for that game. I feel.
Yeah, you can put it on the box.
People would probably still buy it. Like they'd be like, "Oh, it's a compliment."
It says Left 4 Dead, and they would stop reading after that. They wouldn't know how to read the rest of it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
Curious, how much content it has, but I'll look into it later.
As much as Left 4 Dead.
Okay.
Which technically isn't much.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
It was about the moments and the experiences you felt with your fellow man.
That's true. That's where I got the most joy out of it. Number 11. Final news tidbit. It's not really news.
We have actually moved.
We did move.
Do you want to know what we're at? We're not even over an hour yet.
Holy shit! I knew
56 minutes.
This is what I knew. I knew if I said that we always go over an hour, and
we'd move.
We would not hit an hour.
We would passively speed ourselves up in moving.
Yep.
We can go back to discussing a whole lot of bullshit that we wasted the first 25 minutes on.
Yeah. I was specifically no. We're not going to do that. Number.
What was the video I got to show you?
Mad TV.
Yeah, Mad TV. Thank you.
I figured we'd give a little update on the Chernobylite Kickstarter since
Oh,
it's currently
my boys at Chernobyl. I spoke every time I'm going to say this. Spoke to that that guy.
yeah. What was he? Was he a producer,
Lead game
designer, maybe some bigwig for that game?
Yeah, his pictures on the Kickstarter. That doesn't. I mean, there's a lot of pictures on the Kickstarter, but he's there.
It's currently the anniversary of the Chernobyl disaster.
Interesting.
Yes, 25th and 26th is what they consider the disaster. The event.
Oh, the event of the
actual
disaster.
event.
I thought you meant it was like the 25th and 26th of anniversary. I was like, that fucking doesn't make
it's
sense.
It's the 33rd anniversary.
33rd anniversary. Can you? Is that really an anniversary?
I don't know. I mean, I guess.
I feel like anniversaries are usually celebratory. Wouldn't it be like more
Remembrance? I mean, we.
I don't know, because we also have the anniversary of like Pearl Harbor and yada yada. I don't know. I just feel like anniversary is always a weird.
It's the connotation's positive,
right?
But obviously, it's not.
Yeah, we're here celebrating the 33rd death toll of Chernobyl.
Did you ever listen to that interview?
No, I keep forgetting because
That's fine.
once it was in my phone, every time I get home, I just shelve my phone.
You don't have to explain it to me. I understand. What it was, it's relevant.
Porn on my computer.
It's relevant. So it's essentially this guy who, for the past 20 years, has been going to Chernobyl every year and taking photographs.
Oh,
and he put out a book that's all the photos. And they just did an interview with him about like the experience of going there every year and visually seeing basically nature retake Pripyat. Pripyat. Say it again.
I say
Pripyat.
No. Prip. Pripyat.
Pripyat.
Pretty much.
Okay.
More Ukrainian though.
Like I'm supposed to know what that means. Okay.
For some reason, every time I hear that, I immediately just go to Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, which the cinematic intro to that game is the 50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town, and then it just starts into the whole thing. But.
Anyways, back to Chernobylite. As of today, the Chernobylite Kickstarter is at. Do you know what it's at? Did you
without glancing down at what you wrote?
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess that you wrote 135,000.
Do you know
that it's above that currently? And I'm also gonna guess that I read what you wrote earlier.
Okay, but all right, so never mind. That's no fun. It's
I thumbed through this when you said you were on your way. I was like, wow, he's on his way really early.
Yeah,
and so I thumbed through to see where you were, if you were trying to finish it here or not. And I was like, oh, no, it's already done. So,
it is at as of this afternoon, I should say, it's at $131,500.
Oh, it's close. I threw a 5 somewhere else.
And their goal was $100,000, so they are funded.
Well done, community.
Of
our listeners that totally listened to what I said and backed it. I appreciate all of you.
Did you end up backing it?
I still have to.
Yeah. There's 14 days if you wanted to get in on them, giving them additional funding, which I think I'm going to. Because I did watch the trailer and I looked into it a little bit. And I was like, this looks cool.
We need to harass Dewey to make sure he does it too. So he doesn't try to steal one of our keys.
The goals they've reached so far.
Not that he plays anything on PC that isn't Binding of Isaac.
Not that he's home to ever play anything anymore.
He was playing Slay the Spire the other day. Apparently it's the second game he plays on his PC. On a giant gaming PC, he plays a game that fucking runs it. Never mind.
So the features, or the goals they've reached so far, expanded Chernobyl nuclear power plant. So that's just a bigger...
more scanning.
Yep. English, French, Italian, German, and Spanish subtitles.
Didn't need it.
Wow.
You're racist. I only speak one language, man. What do you want? I don't need the other ones.
A weapon craft system.
Interesting. We did not discuss that when I was talking to him.
Yeah. And if the developer reaches their next stretch goal, which
They're
is 100...
They're going to fly me to Chernobyl.
You wish.
And I'm going to jump into the core head first.
Their next stretch goal is $150,000, which is a bump up.
And attainable.
But definitely obtainable. They will record real sounds from the exclusion zone and add them in game.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wonder what a radioactive deer sounds like.
That's frightening.
kill me. It starts speaking English and just says kill me constantly.
Yeah, that's it.
Where did
Chernobylite.
my family go? Why is that deer speaking English? Somebody shoot it.
Nice.
Like, deers sound weird anyway, man. They got that, like, they got that, like, you ever heard a deer bleed or bleat? It's basically like a sheep. Just bleh.
Yeah.
Deer
sound weird, but
No, I can't do it.
still, hands down, foxes are the weirdest thing, I think. Because
Foxes or something. What does the fox say?
they just they don't sound how you'd think they'd sound.
No, there's a lot of things that I'm still not convinced that bears roar.
Bears roar?
Like, you know what I mean? Like that growl. It's like
Yeah.
a growl roar. I'm still not convinced they do that. I feel like at some point I'm going to run into one and it's just going to be like, hee hee. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, that's creepier. That's the worst thing you could have done. Like, it just has like a really childlike whimsy, but giant killing machine.
Jazz hands, and it runs away. Like,
It's a giant grizzly bear that stands up on his hind legs. It's doing that whole like sizing you up thing. You're like, he's going to remember the fishing, the commercial for, was it Jack Links? I don't remember where he's shadowboxing the fisherman.
oh, the fucking like Bigfoot or the bear? Oh, you're
No,
talking
it's
about the
the bear.
bear.
The fisherman pulls out this big fish, and then
Oh, yeah.
and the bear just does the quick butterfly steps, and then kicks him in the nuts. Or no, sorry, he does the roundhouse kick, and then I think the fisherman kicks him in the nuts or whatever it is. And it's like that moment where you're like, I'm gonna see that. The bear's gonna stand up, and then he's just gonna go jazz hands, and then just disappear into the woods, which would be way scarier than killing me.
That would be.
Because that means he's
Frightening.
conscious and has seen somebody do jazz hands and went, this is what they do to communicate? Jazz hands. Especially if he said it, like in a really, like...
And no one would believe you.
No, because even if there was somebody with me, they'd be like, you guys are both on drugs. You guys were tripping, walking through the woods, and you saw a bear that did jazz hands. Oh, did you ride on a little bicycle with a... Yes! Yes, he did. He rolled on a bike and he did the fucking jazz hands, man. What's more terrifying than a bear killing you? A bear doing jazz hands.
You've heard it here first.
100%. People are talking about like, oh, we're done. We're done with game news. But radioactive bear, right? So picture, have you ever heard the bear? It's not a bear conundrum. It's not really.
Getting the picnic basket?
Bear with chloroform.
Jesus.
I'm gonna put you in my picnic basket, Mister. I was gonna do a South Fingers reference. No, where you're like the arms of a grizzly, or whatever, the body of a Kodiak, like the head of a panda. I think it's Matt Bronger. I can't remember what comedian it is, but it's like build a bear, but it's actually you build a bear.
Yeah.
I can't remember if this is Matt Bronger. I know it's a comedian. The idea is, don't go to build a bear. I actually want to build a bear. Yada, 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 yada. But I want just the head of a panda. So it's just, it'll maul you, but when it just bites you, it's just little nibbles. It's like the same thing, except that rather than the most terrifying thing being the bear killing you, it just is doing jazz hands and human nature things. And you're like, the fuck is wrong with this bear? But you're in the middle of nowhere. It doesn't make sense. You're in like deep Alaska. And there's just this bear going across the trail, just going like, just like doing a show number from Chicago. I would lose my mind. I'd be frozen in fear.
Anyone would lose their mind on that one, though. They'd just be like, I don't know what that is.
I would be frozen. I wouldn't even try to run. I would be just like...
Maybe that's how they get you.
It's not a seductive dance. It's just like a trance thing. Like, if I do this, they'll have no idea what to do. And you're just like...
And then we get them.
Bears are like raptors. There's always 3 of them. There's the one show bear who's been really good his entire life. Puts on a great show, and they all know he's the better one. He's got a song and dance number. He's doing the "Hello, My Lady," the whole frog thing. He's got a top hat, and then the other two are just right behind you, and it's like the 4D movies in Disney where something pokes you through the chair, and then they just tap on the shoulder, and you turn around, and they're like, "Roar." You're like, "Oh God, you guys are normal bears. That's not that scary." But Frank over there, he's killing it.
That's so weird. I was going to say Frank as the bear's name. I was gonna be like, Frank always gets the attention. That's weird. All right.
All right,
I'm uncomfortable now.
We should end because we're so far into fucking left field. So this has been a video game podcast where we talked about mostly financial news, Bears, Formula One.
Razor blade laptop shooting from the sky.
Yes, dropping a laptop out of the sky. What did we waste the first 15, 20 minutes on?
We talked about crabs for a little bit.
Crabs, cars.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta check something. We're gonna just kill some more time.
Yeah.
We're over an hour now, but we've met our quota for the day. I will
So
punch.
news?
I'll make sure I
Or
write that down on
deals?
my timesheet.
Deals?
No, not deals. There is a deal on Humble Bundle that they're doing the board game. There's a bunch of digital board games.
Okay.
Scythe is on there. Scythe is like a $70 game if you buy it as a board game. It's like 12. That's at the top tier. I think it's $12 or $15. Not bad. I've debated it. I have to look in more into it and see if Scythe is actually playable, multiplayer online. I don't know if it is or not. So if it is, I'll probably do it. If it's not, I probably won't do it because playing after PC or playing against just AI after so long isn't as exciting.
Sounds good. For sure.
Well, good news, my friend. We have some questions. We have two because I failed to read one last week. So, a devoted fan. We're going to name them Frank.
Okay, Frank.
So, Frank asks 3 questions. Very easy, I think. PlayStation or PC?
PC.
PC. PlayStation has the better exclusives, but PC's a better overall experience.
Yes.
Peeps or Rice Krispie Treats?
Rice Krispie Treats.
100%.
Yeah, it's not even...
Rice Krispie Treats all day.
I'm not like Peeps. I
Peeps,
find...
I'm not against Peeps, but if you're putting them up against the good old Rice Crisps, nobody eats Rice Krispie Treats as a cereal.
I have
That's
an
not a
issue
thing.
with both, though, as far as, I really like Rice Krispie Treats, but they destroy my mouth. You have to heat them up a little bit. Get them nice and gooey.
Yeah. They need to not be it's the same thing I have with a brownie.
Mm-hmm.
Where brownies don't destroy my mouth, but it's the out of the oven, way better than anything else.
Yeah.
Anything out of the oven, if I see it, I'm going to burn myself. But it's going to taste and have the right consistency. Yeah. But if I wait, like a human would normally, it's not going to taste as good.
No.
So. And now what I think is probably the most controversial one. Mac salad or potato salad?
What devil would make you choose?
Right?
And there's multiple types of each, which is the problem.
That's the whole thing. Because my potato salad has Mac salad. I'll combine them. You know what I mean?
Never thought about that.
But if
combining it, you fucking mad lad combining them.
I'm telling you,
it's probably good though.
It sounds like it should be amazing. I've never actually done it, but now that I'm thinking about it, that's a really fucking good idea.
We'll try it.
Also, pasta salad can see its way right the fuck out of this conversation.
I actually like pasta salad.
No, it can fucking go die in whatever country.
I'm not going to put it in the same category as...
Oh, you want wet noodles? There's wet noodles. That's how you get wet noodles, Matt. That's how you get wet noodles.
It's not in the same category for sure, but it's light. And, it's good summer food. It's light. It's tasty.
You want to know what the most disappointing part of a pasta salad is? The whole fucking thing. Here, let me make you some pasta. Delicious. Pasta's delicious. We both agree. Pasta's amazing, right?
Yes.
Now, what if I just drench some fucking water over it? It's not really water, but it's basically just
like Italian dressing.
What if I made it slimy, right? So, all right, cool. I'm going to make it slimy. Now I'm going to throw black olives in, which fucking suck. So I'll put those in there.
You, sir, are wrong.
And then what if you get the crazy person that also just takes cubed ham and throws that in? What are you making? You're making a disappointment and then serving it to people. You are serving them disappointment. You had a choice to serve them happiness and joy in the form of Mac salad or potato salad or Mac potato salad, as they will for now be combined together in this holy matrimony.
First off, olives make everything better.
You're a heathen.
Not that Greek olive shit. Greek olives are gross.
No, you got something against Greeks? Racist?
Okay, that's fair.
That's fair. I do hate the Greek people.
Not Greek olives. Olives are great, though. Black olives are fantastic.
What are you, my cat?
Your cat's fantastic, too.
That's true.
I don't know where I don't know where I was going with this now, but no, pasta salad's fine. It's delicious. It's not in the same category as like
And-
macaroni salad or potato salad. But
Which are the two we're choosing between?
we're getting totally sidetracked here. I don't know. I mean, my issue is that I
If
don't
you choose one and I choose the other, it means we still get both.
True. That's the thing is you got to diversify.
See, I don't want to diversify. I want to combine. I want to melting pot my meals.
You're talking like let's do a garbage plate with like all those things, but
Yeah, I basically want to just take a giant bowl of mac salad and a giant bowl of potato salad and then just slam them together.
I don't think. I mean, maybe there are some freaks out there who would choose one over the other. I don't know, weirdos.
Put it this way: if they're available both at a barbecue, I'm getting both.
Yeah, I think the question comes down to how they're made because
That's
like
true. You can get a really mustardy one, and I'm out. It's too much.
Yeah.
There needs to be a healthy balance.
yes, I don't like when they make macaroni salad with like salad dressing.
No,
That's
but
terrible.
that's what I mean. That's what goes back to the idea for me in pasta salad. where I'm
Not
like,
salad dressing as in like Italian salad dressing. I mean like the cheap mayonnaise knockoff.
Oh yeah. No. Anything that's not it's like a really thin like water. That's why I don't like pasta salad though. I'm just like it's just not. It's just yeah.
Wasn't there?
If I really want to do that, I would go out into the field, right? I'd grab a bunch of wheat in my hand,
Jesus.
and I'll just drizzle some oil over that and shove that in my mouth. Does that taste good? No, it fucking sucks.
All right. You're going on a rant again, like you did with your fucking celery sticks.
Listen, man, you cut two things.
I don't know. Now we'll have to. I mean, it's summer. We're getting to warm weather. We're gonna have to experiment with some.
All right, we'll
some-
experiment and get back to you, but at this moment we abstain
Yeah,
because you're a heathen for making us choose.
exactly.
Frank asked another question for
Okay.
this week. And Frank did ask, what do you think of gamers drink? I don't know what they mean.
I guess we're gonna have to Google it.
Is there such a... What do you think of gamers drink? Do they mean, what do we think gamers drink?
Mountain Dew.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they mean, like, G Fuel. There's a thing called a Now drink. NAU. The first cognitive performance drink for gamers. There's GG, the best energy drink for gamers.
I don't know. When I think of a gamer's drink,
Gamer G? Drink?
my thought will always be balls.
Dude, balls is delicious.
Balls is delicious. I don't know why I never caught
Well,
on.
first off, cherry balls are the best balls.
I don't like cherry. So
Have you had the cherry balls, though?
no.
So good.
We were weirdos. We used to drive. Remember when there was a Computech, I think it was, in Syracuse? CompUSA.
It was a CompUSA. It
It
might have been a Computech and then became a CompUSA. But
we used to drive to CompUSA and buy cases of balls because
it was the weird place to have
Yeah,
them.
they were the only ones to have it. Now I think you can actually find it in places.
You can find it in some places. The last
like
place I
gas
knew you could
stations
find
and
it was
shit.
in Ilion. Or Ilion, Herkimer area.
Mhm.
I used to have a friend that I worked with at Water Safari, and I would always have her buy me, because she would go buy herself one every morning. I'd be like, where are you finding those? She'd be like, oh, they're down by me. I'm like,
Yeah.
you need to bring me one.
Yeah,
Thanks,
and
appreciate
they were always in that glass, like thick glass bottle with the ribs on it. The knobs.
And, yeah, ribbed for your pleasure. And the the cherry ones were, and the regular ones too, but I got them in cans. The regular ones I did have in bottles too, but
Yeah.
I think the cherry ones were in cans. I don't remember if they did the cherry ones in bottles, but they were delicious. If we're specifically talking like gamer drinks, though, I need a clarification from the committee for next week about what you're talking about.
Yeah,
We talking G Fuel? I enjoy G Fuel. Matt doesn't.
I don't mind G Fuel. It was that one flavor I had that I didn't like. It was
Well,
too strong.
I don't think it was necessarily was the flavor. I don't remember. We were discussing caffeine.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of caffeine in it. It was
And
the consensus I came to was it was too strong for me. Like I had to, the flavor was too potent and it had too much caffeine. So it was like one of those cases where I'd have to like, it says, oh, use a whole packet for X amount. I'd have to use like half a packet.
I think it's
for X
16
amount.
ounces for a packet.
Yeah.
And I think you said you did like 6 glasses
Yeah.
of water to get that down.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm over here just like snorting it in the morning in order to get to work. Anyway, we're done. We have another episode to do. It's the bonus episode, and it's Frozen. Not the movie or the songs, but we'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.